Like pixels on a screen, these are the games of our lives.
After a short rest, we've regained our spell slots, and it's time to go again. Welcome to the Games of Our Lives. My name is Chris. Joining me once again this week is Mike.
How's it going, Chris?
It's going pretty good. We're recording this on the Labor Day holiday weekend, so we got a nice 3-day weekend, and I have a 3-day work week next week, so it's pretty rad.
Oh, very nice. And being adults, we get the schadenfreude of watching children go back to school.
Oh, they've already started around here. It's
Sure.
great.
Yeah, no, they pretty much started last week, and you definitely, other than extra traffic on the ride in, it's pretty great.
Yeah, and then they have the schadenfreude of we don't have a summer vacation. Aw.
That's true, but I'm very spiteful when it comes to the local youth.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. The local youths around here are youthful. So, Michael, video games. You've been on the move a lot lately. What have you been able to play?
Oh, so I think the last time I was on 2 weeks ago, I said I was deep in the throes of Fallout Shelter, the Android iOS vault building game.
Yes. I think I've moved on.
Oh, okay. So what happened was I was really into it, and this is maybe the second day. And if you've played it, you know how if I was short on a resource, so everyone was they were all irradiated. I was short on water.
Oof.
So I'm like, all right, well, this happened to me before, and you can come back and but I'm like, all right, it's gonna take forever. So just kind of as I started working on it, for the first time, I got Deathclaw attacked.
Oh.
Did you stay in the game long enough to get attacked by Deathclaws?
Yeah, they're awful because they don't stay in one room.
All right, good. You can skip over that part. So I was used to raiders, which come in and have the decency to fight mano a mano.
Yeah, they sort of sit still while you shoot them.
Yeah, Deathclaws, however, are a cowardly lot, and they'll stay in a room, and then they'll maybe kill a character, and then they'll immediately leave. So they just won't wait. And I had some characters who have guns and armor and everything, but they couldn't keep up. They would just leave. They would get to a room, and the Deathclaws would be leaving. And Deathclaws do not need to wait for elevators.
No, they just jump through the floor.
Yeah, so what happened was everyone was already at half health. Already my incestuous harem of workies. everyone just got murdered instantly.
Oh no.
And you know what? I couldn't be happier. It
because it freed you? You were free now?
It did. So it was happening, and it was almost like in slow motion. I was panicking, like there's nothing I can do. Everyone's dead, and I'm like, oh no! And then it dawns on me, like, wait a minute, Leia, I'm free!
Yeah.
I immediately, the first thing I did, I immediately quit out and just went to uninstall.
Like, you're not gonna get me again, damn it.
No, just immediately uninstall. I haven't had any urge. It was the best thing that could have happened to me. So thank you, Deathclaws, for freeing me from that mobile prison.
Oh, that's great.
How about you, Chris? What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been on a Blizzard kick lately. So I've been getting back into Diablo, Trays, StarCraft 2, and I've been playing a whole lot of Heroes of the Storm. And let me tell you what, man, Blizzard makes very good video games.
Oh, so I hear.
Because they're so easy to go back to over and over and over. So Diablo 3, they started a new season, which is something that they've added in the last with the Reaper of Souls expansion, and you could start a new character from scratch and earn all these achievements and special bonuses. That's been fun. Been sort of relearning the game since I've dropped on and off since about Reaper of Souls, since that came out like a year or two ago now. So that's fun getting back into that because it's nice and mindless. Throw something on the TV and throw that on and just sort of whirlwind around a room for a while.
So how long a break did you take?
Oh, very long. Like like a year almost.
Oh, okay.
So like all of my friends are super advanced with their characters, and I'm like, I only have like one or two that are even max level. So
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
yeah.
Did they raise the level limit?
They did with the expansion, but they added a thing a long time ago called Paragon levels, where you basically you keep earning experience, and you gain these little upgrade points that you can spend freely on one of 5 categories. So like, for example, I still have friends that play the game that are like Paragon level 750, and I'm Paragon level like 45.
Oh wow, so that just keeps going, huh?
Oh yeah, it's sort of endless, and with each major patch, they sort of up the difficulty. They add new difficulties to it, so the game shipped with like, normal, expert, hard, master, torment 1, torment 2, torment 3, and now they're up to like torment 11 and 12.
They got smart of not naming their difficulties after words and eventually running out of synonyms
Yes.
for torture.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh, have you tried waterboarding yet?
Yeah, I've also been going a little back into StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. I never finished that campaign, so I've been meaning to do that since the third one may come out in the next year or so.
But you're going back to that campaign. You're not like
trying
to let me try my luck online.
I've never been able to do multiplayer RTSs.
Yeah, I dabbled in StarCraft very poorly, bad experiences, but it's cool that I'm trying to think. I have very few games that I can put down for a time like that and actually come back to.
Yeah, it's this weird gaming ADD I have, that I sort of retain the sense memory of video games, and I'm able to get back into them fairly easily. But yeah, the big thing that I've been spending a lot of time with is Heroes of the Storm, which is a fantastic MOBA experience for people who are maybe not necessarily into MOBAs.
Oh, okay. So what's the what makes it different, I guess, than Dota?
Well, so comparing it to like Dota and League of Legends, there's no item building, there's no shops or anything, there's no last hits. It's all shared experience between your team. The major difference is that there are multiple maps, and each map sort of has a unique objective to it in addition to the regular kill towers, kill heroes, rush the base.
I don't know, Chris. Sounds like it's for noobs.
It is. It certainly is. And
I also am a noob.
They do a very good job of like making it accessible to people who are not super hardcore into MOBAs, because you can earn currency and experience, which are their two sort of in-game currencies, playing against bots solo. You can do it playing with humans against bots. You can do it playing against humans with humans. Since I've started, I played a little bit of the beta, but since I got back into it after the full release, I've been able to earn enough of that currency to buy like 4 or 5 different heroes, which is pretty darn good for a free-to-play game.
So about how many hours of playtime, I guess, would you say it was to buy a hero for a low-end player?
Well, it depends obviously on what tier of hero you want. They range from anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000 gold. If you're starting fresh, the tutorials will net you enough gold to buy a hero almost right away. The daily quests can earn you the same amount of gold fairly quickly. So like if you want to buy all the 2K heroes, you probably could play, do your daily quests for an entire week and you can buy a hero. Unless you roll good ones and you get the high gold reward ones,
Okay, so how much cash is that?
So, I think it's like, 10,000 gold is like $10 or so.
Okay.
Roughly.
All right, so it's about the pesos exchange, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just about. But
So all right. Well, what's the difference in tiers? Like, how come some are more expensive?
It's more like complexity and when they were released, and like I guess how much time they spent on the model or something. Because like the newer heroes, obviously they cost more because they just released. The older, more basic heroes are a little cheaper. And they do the lull thing where they rotate a slot, 5 or 6 heroes every week or so that are free to play, so you can get a taste of everybody.
Oh, okay.
And it's I've gotten, we talked a little bit about this before, but like I have a performance anxiety when it comes to these multiplayer games. But like I've played enough of HOTS now where that's sort of gone completely. And I've gotten so comfortable with the game that I know what's happened if something goes wrong or if something goes right. I know what's going on, and it's a pretty good feeling.
So you've been solo queuing?
Yeah, either been doing with bots or I've done a couple of quick matches with other players.
So I guess all right. So I guess how has the community been? I guess when you're playing, because I know that's always
Yeah.
the scariest thing is other
Well,
players.
My interaction with other players has been neutral to positive. Either nobody says anything, or there's one guy who rage quits.
So what happens? How do they handle quitting?
They're replaced by an AI.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah.
pretty. Do they like allow everyone else to leave with no penalty or what?
I've never quit a game in the middle of it, so I don't know. I don't think there is a penalty.
So you're not a quitter, Chris.
Well, I mean, the games are really short. Like the longest games you can play in HOTS are 30 minutes.
Oh, that's nice. That's the longest.
Yeah. It's really fun. It's really simple, and it allows you to really get comfortable with the game and delve deeper without being overwhelmed by like hero builds and item builds and worrying about last hits and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's great. I like it.
So do you think people might use it as, I guess, a learning game and then move on to maybe one of the more complex ones? Or
I don't know. I think there's enough variety here that if somebody gets into HOTS and they're not necessarily in it for the MOBA, they're in it for the HOTS play, and they try another MOBA, they're going to be disappointed and see like, well, there's only one map and it's kind of boring, and I have to worry about all this other stuff that I have no idea what's going on. I don't know that it's a great intro to MOBAs game. I think it's a good game in and of its own right.
okay.
Yeah, so if you wanna play HOTS with me, my BattleTech, wow, my BattleNet ID is FracChuck1297.
Oh, the first 12996 were taken, huh?
No, that the way that their system works is you have your handle and then they give you a number. It's randomly
man,
assigned.
It's been a long time. I don't think I've been on BattleNet since Diablo 2, to be honest.
Oof.
do they still have accounts?
Yeah, well, I don't think your old BNet ID would work.
No?
I don't think so.
You don't think smikp@aol.com will work?
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? They still have the Diablo 2 servers running, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
So, Mike, what do you got on the radar? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, okay, so I kind of saw this pop up on the 3DS subreddit, and I was like, ooh, I really enjoyed this game. But they're making a sequel. Okay. They're making a sequel to Picross 3D. I don't know if you ever played any of the Picross games.
No, never.
Oh, okay, so they're apparently they're fairly popular in Japan, and they're basically just puzzle games. And it got started. I don't know which is the first one. I played it on the DS, and it was Picross 3D. And basically, it's sort of like a number puzzle, where there will be a string of numbers along the top and the side, and basically you have to remove blocks based on what numbers are there. So eventually, at the end, as you remove blocks, it'll be a shape, and you have to finish the puzzle and make sure all the numbers match.
Okay.
And then they made it for the. I think they made it for the Game Boy or something. And then they made a 3D version for the DS, not the 3DS. And basically, it was exactly as it sounds. It was Picross in 3 dimensions, and it was just for some reason it scratched the niche. I played Brain Age for a while, but I got bored of that fairly quickly. But this game stayed in my DS probably for the longest than any other one. And it was just a great, like, sort of zone out. I'm on a plane or something, and I'll just sort of play Picross and tap at the little screen to break blocks. It was very therapeutic.
Oh, yeah. So it's like a sort of like a mindless sort of Tetris-y thing.
Yeah, and it's not. There's no time constraint to it. I mean, they do time you if you want, like, ooh, gold star or whatever. But they've announced it in Japan as a downloadable and a retail game, I believe, in October. So I mean, it comes out fairly soon. So I'm kind of hoping that makes the jump over. You figure with a digital game, maybe a little bit easier, and there can't be that much crazy translation.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a puzzle game. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
like you're doing word puzzles.
It's all voice acted. Everyone yells "good job" whenever you like break a block. It's very very interactive.
Yeah.
So how about you, Chris? Anything you're looking forward to?
Well, we are out almost done with summer. So that means video games are coming, and it starts with the Phantom Pain. Metal Gear Solid 5 was released recently.
I like how Metal Gear Solid came 5, and we're like, guys, let's talk about Diablo 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still in the middle of Metal Gear Solid 1, so I've got a long way to go to catch up. I booted up. I just randomly decided to boot up Ground Zeroes today to see how lost I would be, and it was too much.
Look, I've played them, and I'm still horribly lost.
Yeah. So, from everything I've heard about Phantom Pain, they sort of traded all the crazy batshit Metal Gear stuff for like a really good, fun to play game. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll get there eventually. But that,
Well, I did see a link to something where it's like, hey, here are all the videos, so you can catch up, right? All the cutscenes, whatever.
Right.
And they were going through like, here's the edited, not the edited version, but sort of the, if you don't want to go all the way back through,
cutscene version.
It was, I think it was like 8 hours.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely.
It's a serious time commitment.
Yes. No, definitely. But yeah, no, Madden has come out, which is the signifier that video games are back.
That's true.
So there's a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple of months. There's Fallout 4 is coming. Unfortunately, XCOM 2 has been delayed to next year.
Oh, okay.
February, but
I'm going to make
longer.
a quick confession here. I secretly enjoy those crazy YouTube videos Madden puts out every year.
Oh yeah, with the dumb ads.
Oh yeah, and they always make some like 6 to 8 minute extended cut on YouTube that I secretly really enjoy.
I watched the recent one with Franco and Mince Plas, and I was like, you know what? This is really dumb. This sort of non sequitur random humor sort of fell out of style like 5 years ago, guys.
Well, if there's one thing Madden is good at, it's being cutting edge.
Yeah, right.
in innovation.
I just, nothing's ever been the same since they introduced the truck stick.
If you're a Madden purist.
Yeah, truck stick.
Look, I mean, ambulance on the field or GTFO. That's what I'd say.
Oh, yeah. So video games are coming. Brace yourselves.
Yeah. So what's I guess do you have a top for this season?
I mean, it's gonna probably be Fallout 4 now that XCOM 2 has been delayed. Definitely Fallout 4. So that is coming. It is. I mean, I've not heard any. Actually, you know what? Since E3, I've not heard anything about Fallout 4. So I don't know if that's good or bad. There's not a lot of press or buzz going around about it yet. So, I mean, I guess it's still on track.
Yeah, they're probably the devs are cloistered in the dark rooms, getting whipped constantly, I assume.
Well, yes.
I'm not really clear on how video games are made. I imagine it's like those old Viking galleys with someone with a drum banging.
Well, yeah, they have abacuses instead of computers.
Yeah,
it's a Turing machine. Basically.
Maybe that's just Ubisoft.
Well, yes, probably Ubisoft, but Ubisoft is like gigantic, so it's a huge cruise ship.
A lot of people
full,
chains.
Yeah, a lot of chains, a lot of French Canadians. Yeah. So one big news story that I thought was interesting this week. The Federal Trade Commission came down hard on machinima and Microsoft for their little under the table deal that they made during the release of the Xbox One, whereby machinima partners would give Xbox One console and games very positive coverage in exchange for straight up cash and additional ad money, based on the number of views. And apparently this is against the law. So yeah.
So are the machinima sites? I mean, do they present themselves as impartial, or are they just, hey, we make Halo videos?
I mean, my understanding is that the people that are sort of at fault here are the machinima partners, which are basically people that machinima has deals with, kind of like the two best friends stuff, or basically anybody who's not directly employed by machinima but is a YouTube channel who is provides content to machinima. They would receive these deals, and they would not disclose it because, I don't know, YouTube's sort of the Wild West when it comes to this sort of thing, and this is the first real sort of, I guess, ethical thing that has come up with YouTube and gaming in the modern era, and it's sort of a brave new world in that regard. So it's,
I mean, it's certainly not the first time pay for positive coverage.
I mean, yes, that happens all the friggin' time.
Yeah,
it's just
that's not certainly not a video game unique situation as well.
Right. But the problem is, like, in other regulated industries like print and like major websites and sort of things, is that the FTC regulates that you have to disclose when something is a paid endorsement. That's why you see those news stories on Gawker that say advertisement at the top, and they still look like regular articles. So because YouTube is sort of this emerging media thing, and these are individuals, not companies necessarily, it's sort of, the rules are this sort of weird gray area. So this is the first ruling that sort of defines those rules for individuals. Now, full disclosure, for us and this channel, nobody watches it, so who cares?
I was gonna say, but we are if you're looking to buy our dignity and integrity, you'd be surprised the reasonable rates you can get.
Yeah, seriously, there's a deal going on. It's a bundle. It's the best value.
That's true. You'll get both of us saying it's the greatest thing we've ever played
for $9.99.
And that's a one-time fee. That's not a subscription.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, it's straight up paying for positive coverage, and that sort of thing happens all the time. But now people are sort of coming down on it.
So if you are one of these channels that was told, I mean, is the answer, the easiest thing to me is just at the very end, pop up a little thing says, disclaimer, the views here are something, just all this like fine print.
Yeah, I mean, so the ruling was, and this was a settlement out of court between Machinima and the FTC. The ruling was that obviously they can't do this ever again, and in the future, if this sort of deal is struck, you have to give disclosure about it. So, I mean, it's kind of a slap on the wrist, really. Nobody's getting super heavily fined for anything.
Thrown in prison.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a simple, hey, Microsoft is paying me for this content, and here we go.
Yeah, but there is a funny image of you're thrown in prison, and you have to break blocks in the old prison yard, and you got thrown in prison for Minecraft.
Yeah, it's rough stuff. Oh yeah, that's about all that's going on in the world of gaming. Thank God we're done with summer. My God,
we're very crotchety.
It's hot in this room.
No, I was gonna say, if you listen to this, you're like, I wonder how old these people are. You're gonna assume like they gotta be at least like 53, just for how much they bitch about kids
and the weather.
Yeah, that's true. So you've been listening to Weather of Our Lives with Mike
It sucks.
That's a pretty good Stadler or Waldorf. I don't know the difference.
Both. Who cares? Anyway, that's been the Games of Our Lives. This has been episode 19. If you are listening to this, there is a new non-podcast video on the channel. Oh my God. We passed the 1-year anniversary of the Fractured Games channel back in August. So I put up a new video showcasing Nuclear Throne, which was the first video that I ever uploaded. Go ahead, take a look. Maybe you'll win a prize at the end.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, thanks for
2 videos a year. Keep up the blister.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us for the whole year. All none of you. This has been.
This has been insult podcasting.
Well, it's self-deprecation. Yeah, this has been the Games of Our Lives, episode 19. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy the show, go ahead and spread us around. That's the only way that we can grow the audience for this bullshit. Thanks, Mike, for joining me. We'll see you next time.
All right, hold on. Let me turn off the AC.
I can't hear it. You're fine.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it'll get filtered out when I apply my magic.
Ooh, when we do this auto-tune.
Video games!
Has that gimmick been taken? I'm sure it has been.
Oh yeah, auto-tune the news.
Oh, touche.